Okay, so this show is back, and here's the thing. I really like this show, but when you don't watch this show after watching The Flash, because then you'll be like, huh, well, I know what show is better in terms of writing. And that, I don't know. Again, I think I've complained enough about the sexism and, how over the top it is. Here, this episode feels more like this is a true spy series, and, everyone in here has some very nice lines in here. So, this is actually a pretty good episode, but there are some characters where I'm like, I just fucking hate you. It's not, like, that one old bitch who owns the, whatever you call it, the flat or whatever, that scene went on too long, and I'm kind of hoping someone kills this character just like they killed off Craig, whatever the fuck he was, the fat guy who got capped in the last episode. I don't really care about him. I don't care about this bitch either, because she's only there for comedic effect, and it's bad comedy, as Megatron would say. So, other than that, this was a really good episode. We got to see Howard Stark back, and that was really cool. I love Dominique Cooper as Howard Stark, honestly. I really think he brings a level of, energy to it, and he's almost like a live-action Varric from Legend of Korra. He does remind me of that more than Tony Stark does. He actually feels a lot like that, just a little more, going after women. There's actually one point where, in some point in this episode, I almost was like, Howard Stark's gonna say, "Do the thing," isn't he? He didn't, damn it. But among other things, let's talk about it. This feels more like the calm before the storm, because the next 3 episodes look like they're going to be like the big high points of here, and I really like this because it really shows that Leviathan is a menacing threat, but you don't know what sides are on what side they're playing, because it looks like they're against everybody in here, and this huge conspiracy involving Howard Stark's really interesting. I'm really curious to see how that is all going to play out as well. But among other things, the SSR characters, other supporting SSR characters outside of what's his name? The one with the handicap. Everyone else is just like, they're all just characters I don't care about. They're all characters. And here's another thing: I really hated that scene when what's his name, the director of the SSR, he has cyanide capsules, and he gives one to this Nazi prisoner that the Russians are going to hang, and then when he's walking away, he hands the Russian soldier that is escorting him a cyanide tablet, saying that's a mint. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was pretty stupid, because that would really blow your cover. Because everyone, the Russians are here, they know he's here, and if he killed one of them, that would just be a bad idea. What call are you... And he said, I gotta make a call to other Russian officers. What the hell? Anyway. Among other things, let's talk about the other character in here, Mr. Mink, which had this really badass, mini Gatling gun pistol. And you get a set, this comes out of nowhere, where you see this Mink guy hunting, Peggy and Jarvis as they're trying to get this thing called the Blitzkrieg button, which will cause a blackout, supposedly. That's not really the case at all. I'll get to that in a minute. And then when he's just about to go in there and gun down Peggy, the other character, Dottie, which has been like this support, this character in the background, just turns out to be this super spy badass, just breaks his neck without any problem. And I'm like, holy shit, they're really not kidding with this Leviathan thing. And I was actually kind of suspecting the other girl who was the waitress. I was suspecting that, not the really background characters, but it's usually the last person you expect. Anyway, so it turns out that Peggy. We also find out more about that. The government did have Steve Rogers' blood, and one vial went to Stark, while the other 11 went to them. And it looks like they were trying to make the government's trying to make Super Soldier program, a la Duke or Hazard or whatever you want to call him. So yeah, Nuke. Yeah, that's the character I'm thinking of. Nuke, not Duke. That's the G.I. Joe character. Yeah. So I guess, like, I would be surprised if, like, they did like something to build on that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where, you know, we're introduced to Nuke. Like, he was supposed to be the super soldier for the 60s. That would be really cool if, like, they took that little tidbit we had there and then say, this is how, you know, we got the Marvel Cinematic version of Nuke, and he's in, you know, he's a product from the super soldier serum from the 60s, and now he's loose and everyone wants it. You know, the government wants him, S.H.I.E.L.D. wants him, Hydra wants him, because he has, you know, he has the blood inside it, you know, the super soldier serum inside him, or at least a version of it. And you could also say that, you know, this was the real reason why the Super Soldier Project was canned, because he went fucking nuts in, you know, in Vietnam and killed a whole village. So I'd be fine with that. Like, maybe that's the way they're bringing in Nuke with that little tidbit. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. All in all, I really like this episode. I mean, it's kind of the slower. This is the slower paced one. This is probably the most slow pace of all the episodes, because this feels more like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a little calm before the storm. I'm really excited for the next episode because we are getting, you know, we're getting the Howling Commandos back together. We're going to Russia and fighting the Red Room. You know, the place that made Natasha Romanoff the assassin she was. I also believe that we're probably getting a very young Natasha in here from just that little girl. Maybe we'll even get a tidbit of Yelena Bolivia, the second Black Widow. Or maybe not. I don't know. Again, not a lot else much to talk about with this episode, other than I liked it, but, you know, there are just some points where I'm like, God, I just don't care about some of these characters. Of course, Haley Atwell, Dominique Cooper, and John DeLacy. James Darcy. I was thinking of someone else. Yeah, James Darcy. The actors playing Peggy, Howard, and Jarvis are all really cool. Also, major kudos for the Stan Lee cameo. I loved the Stan Lee cameo in this episode. Anyway. So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this episode? Hate it, love it, and are you all excited for next week's episode when we get the Howling Commandos back together and and fight the Red Room? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.